Welcome to the Musicians Talk Show. And now your hosts, Dallas Dwight and Matt Tolley.
Big 100.
That's right. It's episode 93 of the Musicians Talk Show. Welcome back. One of your two co-hosts, Dallas Dwight.
And I'm Matt Tolley.
And we're just diving in here.
Just diving in today.
How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Want to do a little weekend review?
Let's do it. Yeah. Oh, before we do that, though, I wanted to say I'm out of town this coming week.
Yeah, good.
So next week's podcast is going to be, we're going to try to record it. We usually record on Sunday, release on Monday. We're going to try to record on Monday, and I can probably have it up by later Monday.
Yeah, it'll be like Monday night, yeah.
Yeah, so don't think we abandoned you.
Yeah, that's it. No, actually, we're gonna, instead, if you didn't hear this podcast, we're going to actually leave a little message on Instagram saying we're done. We're not going to do this anymore. And then the episode will show up and be like, oh, okay.
Oh, these tools. But we're actually not posting on Instagram right now.
No.
We are in the middle of a rebrand, and we're cleaning up our Instagram and trying to get all that stuff so we can have kind of a fresh start.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Which is not so much slated for 2020, but for episode 100.
Yes.
So kind of like February.
Exactly. So it'll be, you're right. It'll be basically when we hit 100 episodes, we are rebranding, refreshing everything. And
hopefully adding video.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And that's the point. That's the plan. So.
Anyway, my new car is supposed to be here tomorrow. Ooh, on my birthday, which is nice.
That's excellent. Yep. Well, you always remember when you got it.
Yep.
2019, yeah. Your birthday.
Now, if I can make this one last me 10 years, it'll be perfect.
Beautiful.
Because the other one lasted me 10 years.
Happy birthday to you, man.
Yeah, man. 27.
27 club, dude. Don't die this year, right?
That's what I was telling Rasan.
Be careful.
Like, it's time to die.
Walk on eggshells.
Anyways, so that's the late podcast next week. Announcement, just real quick.
That's a good point.
Man, I can't wait to do this rebrand, and I can't wait to, we said we wouldn't do a gear spotlight, but I can't wait to do all these recording sessions we have. So what I did, I've been meaning to do this for a while, and this was just a good reason for me to do so, but I upgraded my interface. I had the Scarlett 18920. I think it was the first gen, and I've had it forever.
Yeah.
So I upgraded to the third gen, the newest one, and also bought the Octopre, which is like basically another one that expands it, but it's it's simpler, so it's less money.
Right.
Because it's meant to just be an expansion. It doesn't stand on its own.
Okay, right.
So now I have double the inputs, which means we can do drums, bass, everything live together, and I don't have to borrow my old board, which the band owns.
Right,
so it's not technically okay for me to do that. I don't want to borrow it from church. I don't want to do all this weird stuff. And I needed to have this anyway.
And you're updated, so that's good, man. It's awesome. It looks sweet. It's all digital.
It's nice, and it's real cute.
Really clean.
Real sleek.
Cool. So what is it? The Focusrite, the new
It's still the 18920, but it's the third gen.
Okay, gotcha.
And the Octopre I don't think has ever really changed.
Okay.
So it's an Octopre because it's got 8 inputs and preamps and stuff. So
it looks great.
It's nice. So that with that combo, we're going to have 16, which is plenty, maybe 8 for drums, 8 for everything else.
Sure.
And we can record live and have fun.
Hell yeah, man. Moving on.
So we've got, at this point, we have all the sessions scheduled, right? Mike said he was okay for the morning.
Yes, they're all scheduled. We're ready to do it, man. The episode 100 is a go. And we got a lot of enthusiasm about it too, which was nice because I felt like when I was asking people, they were genuinely just like, "Oh, when can I do it? Like when we do it?" That's a great feeling.
That's how Matt was for sure.
Everybody I asked was like that.
Emerson and Seth, the other Matt, not you.
I know,
obviously,
but everybody I asked was that
everyone
way.
Else knows.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Cullen's gonna do one of the sessions with. I don't know if we talked about who's in them all. We made a list. We did not announce who. Should we?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so in no particular order, we have Matt Cullen.
Yep.
Is going to be with Mike Prescott. That's going to be the most interesting
Mike Prescott from the
one.
Hawthorns, if you remember back when we had them on the show. And Matt Cullen, we just recently had on not too long ago, maybe 4 weeks ago.
More than that. He was before Ari, and Ari was like 6 weeks at this point.
Shit, man.
Isn't that crazy?
Flies.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
Yeah. But anyway, so those two guys I think are really going to be...
While you talk, I'll find the actual
Okay, cool. Yeah, so those two guys I'm really excited about that session because I know both of them, pretty well. I've talked to them and had good conversations with them. And they both kind of go the same way, which I love. I love that they're going to get together. So 83 was Matt Cullen.
Episode 83, dude. So 10 weeks ago.
Yeah, and if you listen to him, his episode is really awesome about all kinds of networking and communicating with people, and just like in general, like keeping good business etiquette and all that.
And Matt's just a really positive fun guy to be around.
Yep.
So I'm always in a good mood.
And
when
very
I'm around
wise.
him.
Very wise.
Yeah,
I like
he always
everything
has
he
good
has to
advice.
say. So
he's always one of the first people I call when I have questions about things.
yeah, absolutely. So those two guys are going to be awesome. Mike Prescott's a shredder, so I can't wait to see what they come up with together. And obviously with us, we're going to all.
And you're going to be playing bass, and I'm going to be playing drums.
Yeah, I know. And I got that new bass guitar. I'm totally using
Dude,
that.
that's going to be so
it's going to be
sick.
fun, dude.
We're going to run you DI though, right? Or
Yeah,
you wanna
probably.
run the
Yeah,
amp?
no, I don't think we should worry about a bass amp.
And I guess I'll just play your kit.
Yeah.
Can I move it around though?
Yeah, we can break it down we'll have different days for different sessions. So that setup you can have set up for a certain
We're
way,
recording Saturday morning for them, so let's get together Friday and set and test everything.
Absolutely. And clean
And
the
even
room
if
up.
Mike's around, he could come by and plug his Kemper in
He
or
lives
something.
right around the corner, so he's easy to
We
get.
can maybe get a quick sound check or something going on.
The one thing is the day before he has that show with
that's
Eric
right, that's
Gale,
right.
so that's really
Maybe
cool.
if you could get up with him, I don't know how often you're there during the week. I assume a good bit, but maybe if he would be willing. Oh yeah, he has a show though. He's gonna probably be using his Kemper. I was gonna say he could drop it by and we could just like set it up for him.
What if you just brought your Kemper?
I could bring mine, but he's not gonna have his stuff in it, which I'm sure he wants to use.
He probably wants to use his stuff. Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. Kemper's so easy to set up.
Exactly. No, it's not a big deal.
So then we'll go direct bass, direct Kemper, drums will be live, and then we'll just overdub vocals after.
Easy. I love it. So anyways, that's our first session which is going to be one song. We're going to create one song.
We're giving
with
ourselves
each
4
group.
hours, by the way, for each session.
Yeah.
Give or take, maybe, going a little longer.
And that's writing and recording. That's
Everything,
not, that's
start
not,
to finish.
yeah,
that's
not
hey, how's
just
it going?
writing
I'm Matt. And then 4 hours later, you're done.
Which I love because they're almost like
I think
mini
we'll mix it
24.
later, though, right?
They're 4-hour EPs. Or 4-hour singles.
This is going to be like the
4-hour singles.
Episode 100 is going to be like a 24-hour EP.
It is. It's because all together it's going to be a long ass episode and 3 groups of people that wrote 3 individual songs.
Right.
So
session number 2 is going to be a callback to the 24-hour 3P.
Yes.
It's going to be Rasan and Seth return,
which was a great.
And we'll do the same lineup we did for that and see what we come up with.
Yeah, the experience of that 24-hour EP was so awesome. So I'm obviously excited to do that again and do just one fucking kick-ass song. I know we'll bang it out. It'll be awesome. And
that's going to be so fun.
So then there's one more.
And there's one more, and what's that one?
So we're going to have Kyle from Prep and Barium and Drew from Prep and Barium on. And both of those guys have been huge supporters of the show and come on for talk shows and just discussed with us like general music stuff like we do, right? And they're perfect for it. And they are now that they're kind of newly in a band together, you know what I mean? They're not really like they have a ton of chemistry yet or anything like that, but they are in a band together. And I feel like it's going to be good, man. It's going to be a bonding experience. And hopefully a kick-ass song. We'll see. I don't even know what we're going to do as far as instrumentation on that, really, because Kyle sings and plays guitar. I can play guitar. You can play guitar. You can play bass. Drew can play drums. I definitely want Drew
I'll play
on drums.
flex. Wherever you need me, I'll go.
I want Drew on drums, I think, because he doesn't get to do it as much anymore, and he's a really killer drummer. So it'd be cool to get him on drums, and then we figure out the guitar, like who's playing guitars and stuff, and then maybe we have Kyle even sing. And he's a killer writer, too, so Kyle can write lyrics like crazy. And
so you want Kyle to do... I think
Maybe.
I do think it'd be cool to put people, maybe not necessarily outside their comfort zone, but
Yeah,
like...
I know.
But like... put them in kind of a new slot almost, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So, like give them something that they can handle, obviously, but there's something that they don't normally do all the time, and it's not their normal, right? So it'd be cool to see Kyle on lead vocals. I've recorded him a couple times in some stuff that we've done where he was lead on vocals, and he can definitely do it. Whether or not like writing a song in 4 hours is up his alley.
But we're all there to help.
Exactly, we'll all be there to help. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. So anyway, 3 kick-ass songs for episode 100. Probably end up being about a 3-hour show.
Hopefully, because we're working on the structure of it, but then there's definitely going to be parts with just you and me introing it, talking about it, and that
We'll guide you through the whole thing, so it's not just like here's all this content, but we're gonna host a long ass episode and with video. We're gonna figure out how to get this. I know, dude.
So fucking ambitious.
It is super ambitious, but I think we can do it, man. I really do.
We're gonna have to really get some planning done.
Yeah,
and maybe do like a test run or something.
Yeah. We need to get cameras.
Yeah,
ASAP.
I can order those this week. Do we want 4 of them?
Do we need 4 right off the bat? Because I'm
not right off the bat. No,
I'm thinking like 2 right off the bat for this episode 100.
Sure.
And then we upgrade for because we will want like a camera for everybody eventually.
We might be able to find some like Christmas sales or something.
That's a good point. Black Friday stuff.
What I was thinking, the reason I say 4 is that's obviously very ideal. It's not necessary. But we'd probably only ever use 3 because the main 3, I think one on your face, one on my face, and then one like kind of show in the whole studio.
Yeah,
the wide shot.
Exactly.
And then we would have one for the guest if we had a guest. But that's not as common. And if we have guests, we can cut the wide shot and just put it on there for us, I guess.
Exactly.
So
3 shot if we have
but see, they're not super expensive, the ones we're looking at. That's the reason I said
that's the nice thing about it. Maybe we just get 4 of them, yeah. So That'd be good. If we're gonna shoot it here, if we're gonna shoot it in the playroom, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. We can do it either way, obviously.
I think we can do it right in there. I think that would be cool. We have a lot of space.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And we have this right here. Yeah, so we could run everything.
Exactly.
Audio. I don't know. It's tough though. We didn't figure it out. But.
Well, when we get closer, me and Dallas are gonna go through all the details and stuff and get everything figured out. But episode 100 is gonna be a banger. So I hope everybody tunes in, listens to it because
yeah, it's gonna be insane. And I'm sure there'll be hiccups along the way, but we'll work through them.
Of course.
I think what we need to do, you and me, Matt, is we need to get those cameras ASAP.
Yeah.
And as soon as they come in, maybe next week. We need to whenever we do the podcast, but then we need to spend some time let's do a test run, like a half-ass test run.
Whatever, a short little episode where you see how it all goes.
We don't have to post it. We don't do anything.
Try
but we
the switcher, try the whole process.
Because very quickly, I think we're going to realize, okay, this is not going to work the way we thought. We have to do this.
Make some adjustments. Exactly. We'll have to make adjustments.
But it'd be way better to figure that out before episode 99.
Definitely.
Where it's oh crap.
And if you think about it, it's not even about when episode 100 comes out. We're going to record these during the first recording session. We're going to do the recording session and we're going to record the episode too, right? In the same day. Is that the plan?
Yes.
So we're going to need that set up by the first recording session, which is December 21st,
I think.
Yeah. We were trying to do the 20th and we ended up moving it to the 1st, I think. That's a Saturday.
Yes, 21.
Okay. So, but yeah, so we have to have all that stuff set up by then, technically. Which is doable, but we got to get on it right now.
Yeah, because you're saying when they're on the podcast.
Right. I mean, we're going to have to film that too, and it's all going to be together, I think, all of it.
And that's a good point because we're going to have 4 guests on each of those, so 4 cameras, 1 for each face.
Or just 2 cameras and 2 people on each camera. You know what I mean? You kind of bundle them up, 2 people on either side of a table. I mean, we get into.
I'm thinking when you see Rogan's podcast, they have the wide shot where you see everybody, and then they have each have their own face cam. I like 3 too. Yeah. I like 3 or 2, 4 if we wanted to, but I think we can get away with 3 for now. Yeah. So, anyways, we're bringing video to the podcast. That's huge to me. That's something I've wanted to do since the very beginning, but understood how big of a jump that is. It's first of all, editing is a huge thing, and that's why even this might not be the changing moment. It might not be the pivot point as far as video. We might have to go back and do a couple audio episodes while we figure out our video. Well, the more we can do it live,
right? That helps without the editing.
We don't have to broadcast it live, but if we can do all the switching that basically edits it live,
exactly,
then that makes the editing part very easy. Because then you just basically hit record instead of stream,
exactly,
and then you're done.
And then you switch it when somebody else is talking.
Somebody's good at
yeah. Perfect.
Somebody, maybe me or you, is going to have the computer, and then somebody's going to have the iPad or the laptop or whatever. We'll have to
fine. We'll figure it out. But that's going to be awesome, man. I'm really excited. So that is going to be a long episode too. So it'll be even more editing and splicing or whatever, Mm-hmm. But I'm ready, man. I'm ready to hit it up. So what else do we have on the agenda? You want to do the weekend wrap up real quick, or
weekend review? Let's chat.
Because you played a show Friday night, which will end up being the.
I'll go first because it was nothing really to report. It was the last show of the year, and it was good.
Yeah, that's good.
So there you go.
Well, you guys had a year full of shows. Maybe you can kind of.
We played right under 40 shows, and this was our first year. So
that's amazing.
We're excited about that.
That's amazing. You guys got out there. Definitely I was there when you made tons of fans, and people got tons of reactions, and stuff like sold merch.
Oh yeah, we have
so it was a good first year. And I'll just real quick, just because I don't really have much else to say, but I'll say Barium had a good year. I'm proud of us for our first year, even though it's not crazy numbers. Everybody else is putting up their Spotify numbers now, which we'll talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
But our numbers are not anywhere near some of those numbers. But you look at the difference between those artists and the time they've been an artist is a huge factor. Mm-hmm. 1 year in, I bet all these bands had really piss poor numbers, and It's not like they're totally piss poor. I mean, I'm proud of our band, but at the same time, I understand that we got a long way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
So you played your last show,
the same way,
and it's in, man. The first year of LA Maybe's in the books.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of having a break, but I also don't really have a break. So
yeah, no, you guys already have.
We got all this stuff coming up with our thing, and
you have 6 shows already booked for LA Maybe next year.
Something like that. We got a lot of 2020, and we're working with 4 different agencies that are booking for us.
Oh, nice. So well, that's going to help keep the pedal to the metal there.
We're going to get loaded down pretty soon.
Sweet. So yeah, my weekend review of just last night, really, and there's more to come today. Obviously, there's stuff going on tonight, but last night I went to the Ride the Lightning at Boatyard Eats, which you guys have a show coming up next year. Potentially,
it's in the process of
it's in the process of getting. All right,
I'm not the one booking that, so I don't know exactly.
Okay, yeah,
we are in that process.
I like that place a lot. It's cool. It's like the stage is an old like
this is it here.
Boat
we're looking
lift.
At it.
You know what a boat lift is? Yeah, it's all.
Is that
these.
it there?
Yeah, this is all them.
Is that the inside stage?
Yeah, this is the inside. The stage would be right back there in that back corner, and it's maybe this picture's old or whatever.
Is that the stage there?
No, it's
look over here.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it. So, not a bad little stage, and then the outdoor stage.
Is it really in Cornelius? That's way up there, dude.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Well, not for you.
Oh yeah, you have to drive a little farther, obviously. But see if there's a picture of the outdoor stage. Where's the outdoor stage? Because that's most likely if it's next year in the summer, or is it in the early?
I don't know when it's going to be.
Okay, but
hey, dude, if we're playing outside though, it's fucking raining.
Yeah, you know.
Dude, you know what I figured out? Every single outdoor show we played this year, it either rained out or rained during the show.
Yeah, I know. You told me that last time. I don't know if we said it on the show or not, but so this is this is like a boat lift that it basically lift boats out of the water, big boats, and they turned it into a stage. That's the outdoor stage. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so the place is really awesome. They have good sound and everything, and always
with lights. It looks like geez.
Yeah, they have good. I think that's from the bands they bring though. The bands bring their own lights. So we saw Ride the Lightning there last night, and those guys are awesome. I don't know if you remember, but Prep and Barium opened for a Ride the Lightning Metallica tribute, and they were really cool to us and really gave us confidence and became good friends with those guys. So we went out and checked them out last night, hung out with them, and it was a really good time. And actually, they called, they shouted us out from the stage, which was really awesome. They said, "Hey, Prep and Barium's here, like check them out." So I was like, "Man, those guys are too nice to us,
That's awesome.
So anyway, so good friends there, and we're probably gonna play some more shows with them next year. So looking forward to all that. But they have awesome show as usual. Metallica tribute, they kill it. That's my weekend. Oh yeah, and then tonight we have the drummer appreciation at the Fillmore first annual.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that because I like the fact that they're doing stuff stuff for local bands. You know what I mean? Like this is an event that is catered towards bringing the local drummers that are in this around here and around the scene and in the scene to spotlight them a little bit. You know what I mean? And there are some killer drummers in the scene. Like Chad Honeycutt, my friend, is and Annabelle Lee is an amazing drummer. He's one of the first ones that I was like, man, there are some sick drummers in this town, like that I didn't even know about. He was one of the first ones. Our drummer David is going to be there, and it's cool. I've talked him into doing it. He didn't even want to do it. I was like, just go there and play some drums for a little bit. And
is that something you have to sign up for?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's all good. He's definitely doing it.
Yeah, okay, he already emailed him, got the information and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's just a 4-minute demonstration. Really not a big deal, but
oh, dude, that sounds like so long.
It does. It's one song. If you think about it, it's like one kind of long.
Just
song.
Drums though, that's brutal.
Yeah, it is. And there's gonna be 30 plus drummers.
I don't know what it is about a drum solo, but if you go for more than 15 seconds, it's like, oh my God, this is the longest thing I've ever heard.
This is drummer appreciation, Dallas. We're going to go there.
All the drummers are going to dig it, but I've listened to drum solos that I was like, that was what, 25 minutes long? And I look and it was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
What's the classic, the drum solos, the bathroom break section?
Yeah.
So
I think that about guitar solos too, though. Like if it's just a guitar player just noodling for 10 minutes, I'm just like, dude, I'm so bored.
I don't. I like it. I like listening to
play me a song, dude. This sucks.
Well, songs are. That's the interesting thing. We were just talking about is David going to go up there and wing it, or is he going to have something prepared? Songs are prepared. They're crafted to be awesome. When you hear them. When you're playing a solo, you're kind of just noodling around, and you're there's not a full complete piece. It's more of a showing off your chops. You know what I mean? It's like just showing off your technical ability and physical ability.
Yep.
So it's different than listening to a song, where a song is crafted to make you feel and tell a story, all that, right?
Oh yes.
So that's interesting.
What
right? That's what you love.
That's
and that's what I love
yeah.
too. Me too. But I also can appreciate
I love instrumental music and stuff, but it's just watching someone just literally noodle around doing random shit is just so boring to me.
It can be. I
feel like I'm watching someone in a practice room, and it's just dude, this sucks.
It can be. What do you think about I like solos that where the one member of the band will kind of jump in the middle of if it's a drum solo, the bass player will come in and start throwing in a little riff, Guns N' Roses did that before.
On 92 Tokyo, is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
That's the best example of a solo section ever.
There you go.
So Sorum does his, and that's the one I was saying that felt like it was 45 minutes long, and it was really 2.
Right.
It just goes on forever.
Right.
Every time you think it's over, where he stops and stands up, he goes back down and keeps going.
Exactly.
It's oh my God. And then finally, Duff comes out and starts jamming with him. They start grooving. And that's where it finally goes all right, this is good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Slash joins out of nowhere, and it becomes this jammy groove thing.
I love that.
And they play this really sick riff that's not a song, but it's a cool riff. And then the band, Matt and Duff, leave and it becomes Slash's solo. And I love that like seamlessness.
I love that too. That was a really good idea as far as like choreography or whatever you want to call it, like the way it's laid out, arrangement. But then there's like an example of in my opinion, and people might get mad at me, of a bad solo is Kiss, 100,000 Years. Now that is a great song. Like, but when you listen to it live off a live.
You're talking about the band Kiss, the song 100,000 Years.
Exactly. Sorry, I didn't make that clear.
I don't know that I know that.
Okay, so the song is great. I love the song itself.
Is it off the
what
disco
they do
album?
in the middle? No, it's not. No, it's off the early Kiss. So what they do in the middle of that song is they stop and he does a drum solo. This drum solo is long and it is just drums. And it's like you said, start, stop, and it's just what the stopping's for. I believe is to see that for the drummer to hear the crowd cheering, to hear the
is this live?
Affirmation that people are digging what it is. Yeah, it's live.
So it's off the live record.
All right. So if you don't know anything about Kiss, their studio albums were not that great. Like for some reason, like they just don't have the energy. They don't have the power. The live albums are fucking awesome. You could hear the pyro in the live albums. You know, you hear like
crazy.
All of it. So it sounds powerful live. So I only listen to the live albums of Kiss. I don't listen to the studio albums.
And that's what like, I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You almost always on the radio you hear the live versions of Kiss songs. You do not hear the studio versions of Kiss songs. Not on the radio.
Point, yeah.
So it's interesting, like, but all their best work is in their live show because the show was.
I don't think Kiss was that good of a band personally.
I've seen them 4 or 5 times, and I did not think at first either that they were good. It took me seeing them the first time for me to change my mind. And once I saw them, I couldn't get enough of it. And then I started digging the music more. All of it just came
And I've
together.
never seen them, so I guess I can't say.
I really want you to, if they
can't argue with that.
If they ever
but
go on tour again, I want to fucking go.
My
with you.
question is, how much is like shiny lights and bright fire and stuff that you're just like, whoa? And how much is like, these guys are fucking awesome?
It's the way it all works together, though. It's the way the music works with that show, because the music itself, I mean, you know, because you've listened to it, isn't that impressive. It's like blues rock with like.
I like the anthemic. Like I really like "Lick It Up."
Right.
That song's super fun.
So yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but
sometimes I'll be walking around the house and I'll just out of nowhere go, "Lick it up, lick it up, lick it up."
Great chorus.
Whoa.
Is it? What's the one that? I was
also
made
like,
for loving you.
Yeah, and no, that's the disco one.
era.
Yeah, that's the stupid one.
But I like.
I also
that one.
like.
I like it a lot.
I liked "God of Thunder." I think.
Yeah, God of Thunder's great.
I have a strong memory of listening to the 3 hits, or what I would call the 3 hits for me: "God of Thunder," "Lick It Up," and "Rock and Roll All Night." And I would listen to those 3 songs in a playlist on a loop while I was playing, like, I think it was like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4.
Right, so you're playing a video
or
game,
something,
right,
like,
right.
And yeah, it's just insane. It's why I associate the video game Oblivion with the Black Album.
I'm gonna make
we would
you a
just listen to
playlist.
Metallica's Black Album on repeat while we were playing Oblivion for like an entire summer.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
And Use Your Illusion.
Yeah.
So those 2 albums we would just.
So it's association, but also it helps you memorize.
So still, anytime I hear like 14 Years or Back Off Bitch or those songs, I'm just like, dude, Oblivion. That's amazing.
That's crazy. But yeah, I'll make you a playlist for Kiss, man, because there's some deep stuff in there, but it does take a little bit of sifting through to kind of find the really good ones.
Yeah.
But I like their just in general sound.
I showed you you remember the Sonic Boom album, which I don't think you did remember because I showed it to you.
I don't think I know that album.
Okay, so here's what happened.
Here's what happened.
Yeah, so Kiss comes out with this album called Sonic Boom. And this is right around the time I'm in high school playing guitar. I'm dialed into the rock scene, pretty much for like a high schooler. And so it's on my radar. Like something pops up somewhere, an ad or whatever. Kiss's new album, Sonic Boom. And I remember buying it at Best Buy just to be like, we'll see what this is about, because I had the CD and I probably still have it at my mom's house somewhere. And I mean, at the time I probably thought it was fine. It didn't like blow my socks off or anything. But then looking back on it, it's A, not very good.
Right.
And B, there's one song on there called Never Enough that is a straight up ripoff of A, Rock and Roll All Night.
Yeah.
And B, Nothing But a Good Time by Poison.
Right.
It's literally, if you added those 2 songs together, it's what this song is.
I think I remember you telling me that at one time. Yeah, you showed me Sonic Boom.
I'll pull it up here just so I can show you after the podcast.
Yeah. But there's a couple other albums by Kiss that like later albums, like Monster, this latest one, it had like maybe 1 or 2 acceptable songs. Yeah,
so
terrible
stupid.
album cover.
But please, right now, if you are listening, pause this, YouTube Kiss Never Enough. It's the first thing that comes up. And tell me this is not Nothing But a Good Time by Poison. It's literally going burn. It's like literally the exact same thing.
That's hilarious.
And what parts don't sound like that sound like the Rock and Roll All Night, which is like one of their own songs they've already done.
Right. So they're like kind of just recycling ideas.
Yeah.
You
can only play A, G, and D so many times.
I just think that, it's like they're kind of just keeping it going. They're not necessarily pushing.
That's fine. I mean, I get they're like a brand.
Yeah. So, but there's a new album that came out. I think this was their last album still, I believe. But it's called Monster, and it's a good record, I'd say. Like, it sounds good, I guess. There's like maybe 2 songs that are acceptable as far as like when you put them in the category of Kiss, like when you put them in the. It doesn't even go down
Sonic
that
Boom
far.
was the one before it, 2009.
Okay,
so I would have been. I graduated 2011, so I guess I was a sophomore.
Right. I graduated right at 2008, so that was right after I graduated, basically first year of college.
19th studio album. And then Monster's the 20th studio album. So they haven't put anything out since 2012.
No.
You're saying this one was actually good?
No, there's a couple good songs on it, but I do not think it's that good of a record. There's it's just not in the catalog.
It's a better
of
cover,
Kiss.
at least. Jeez.
Yeah, in the catalog of Kiss, it just doesn't match up as well or go as well. I don't know. Anyways, and also the album. I think I showed you Carnival of Souls, right?
Yes.
That's a cool Kiss album because it's different than anything they've ever done. They did with no makeup, and it wasn't even going to get released. It almost didn't make it to see the light of day, dude. That's one crazy thing about it.
So Black Crowes have 2 albums that were never released.
Really?
And they're famous in like a cult level because they were never released.
But they did get a release eventually, right?
Well, they released this thing called honestly, I don't remember what it was called. I don't want to speak out of turn, so let me find this out real quick.
Was it like a leak or was it like a release?
No, it's a real release.
Okay.
But it was like a compilation of those 2 albums only.
Oh, okay. So
it was something like, Black Crowes never released or some shit like that.
Okay, right.
What was it called?
Discography.
Dude, what was that?
I don't know. That's
Why did it
annoying.
scroll me back up? You see that?
So annoying.
And it's not one of these studio albums.
Okay, so it's not even in the studio album collection.
Compilations.
There it is. Lost Crows.
The Lost Crows.
There
That's what it was. So 2006. So this is the one where it'll tell you that one of them was called Tall. Yeah, and the other one was called Band.
Okay.
And the only reason I know about these is because of the book, Steve Gorman's book.
Oh, okay. So you went back and found it. Did you listen to them?
I've listened to part of them.
Okay.
Yep.
What did you think?
So let me find out. Dude, that's
really annoying.
This is really annoying.
And they say pardon the interruption.
But but they keep interrupting you like after you X out. I don't want to say anything incorrect is the problem.
Here's the track listing.
Yeah, okay. So Tall, that was the 1993 one. Okay. This is the one that Steve Gorman described as a shit show.
Okay.
He said he did not like it at all. It was basically Chris Robinson, the singer, egomaniac, like you wouldn't believe, dude. You need to read that book.
Okay, well.
And he basically fired the producer and decided he was going to produce it. And so it was just horrible.
Oh, man.
1997, on the other hand, when they did the band sessions, they went kind of back to roots and just kind of wrote in a room together and recorded it. And it was really raw. And it didn't get released because the label thought it sounded too much like demos and not like anything was done. So that got shelved. And then they released By Your Side, which is extremely polished right after that.
Okay. And it has some of the songs on there? The album Band recorded in 97, never released, but in its place, what does it say? In its place,
By Your Side, yeah.
Or Band recorded and released.
Yeah,
okay,
but
so
I don't know if there was any overlap, and I don't think there was any overlap.
Okay.
Side note: founding member of the Black Crowes, Johnny Colt, the bass player, lives in Charlotte. I think he lives in Charlotte, but he owns the Noda Studios.
No way.
With a friend.
Cool. Hell yeah. Hey, did you get a chance to check out that podcast I told you about?
I added it. I haven't listened to it yet.
Cool, dude. I can't wait.
I have a big backlog of podcasts.
All right, so can I give it a shout out really quick?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Ricky Rackman was the Headbangers Ball host. He was the eventual Headbangers Ball host, like towards the not towards the end, but I guess the heyday of it. And he lives in Mooresville, not in Charlotte, but close to Charlotte, North Carolina. And he has a podcast. So he's basically recounting memories at the Cat House Club in Hollywood in Sunset Strip and in the 80s.
Right, Cat House was super famous too.
Yeah, and the coolest thing about it is that he was close friends with Axl and all those guys. Pretty much all of them. And
I've heard his name.
And he has he was in racing. He did a lot of things. Like Ricky Rackman's pretty famous. And
I'm probably confusing him with Ricky Rocket from Poison.
Maybe right? I don't know Ricky Rocket. Maybe though. Anyways. Ricky Rackman.
That might not even be a human being. I might have just made that up.
The Cat House Podcast. If you look it up, you call it the Cat House. I think the Hollywood Cat House Podcast or something. Talks about all these nights they spent.
Yeah. Ricky Rocket, drummer for Poison.
Oh, drummer for Poison. Okay.
Who Richie Kotzen slept with his wife, and that's why Richie Kotzen left. Got kicked out of Poison.
Oh no, I did
or
not
maybe
know
it was
that.
fiance, but
Okay,
yeah, it was a whole
that.
thing.
That's hilarious. Okay, so but anyways, this podcast is awesome, and it just talks about like the old days with Guns N' Roses was coming up basically, and how they kind of were the underground at first and became the mainstream. And it's really interesting how it all happened. And then the stories that are just around that lifestyle were amazing. I think and he has guests on the podcast where like he'll have like Tammy from Faster Pussycat on, because that was his partner in opening up that club. So
Right.
like lots of cool things, just really cool stories about music. And
That was one of the bands
back
that
in
the
the
Dudes
day.
and Guns, I think that was the band that they all said they really liked, because
Sure.
they thought they were more like legit than some of the other glam metal bands.
Exactly. So that is a lot of talk about that. There's a lot of talk about like who got along, who, like all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's a story on there about Axl Rose chasing David Bowie down the street saying he's going to kill him because he made a move on Aaron Everly, like while they were there together or whatever.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So he's chasing David Bowie down Sunset Strip saying he's going to kill him. Axl Rose. How fucking crazy would
Couldn't
that
do
be?
that in 2019.
No way. No
For
way.
several reasons. One, David Bowie doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, obviously.
That's the big one. But
it is,
also, yeah, I don't think
obviously
you can make death
can't be
threats like
doing
that.
death threats in the
Yeah.
streets anymore.
Loudly.
Yeah. So anyway, and everybody in the whole club knew it. It was apparently like a very like obvious thing. It went down.
That would be my question.
Dude, listen to that podcast though. I just want
I definitely will. I added it, and I went through and added all my episodes.
They're only
that look
18
like,
episodes in, so it's kind
Yeah,
of nice.
I went and
that they're
added the
early.
ones that really piqued my interest. I
Yes.
didn't add them all, but I added a
Perfect.
lot.
Well,
of them.
you'll be into them all. There's only 18 of them, so.
But my question is like, how do we know that it's not just some dude like randomly remembering things incorrectly?
Because they're corroborated.
Okay,
The
cool.
stories are brought, like they bring other people in and they say, hey, I'm a little fuzzy on this. Do you remember what? And he
Right.
goes, oh yeah, you don't remember this detail? And they go,
and then
oh,
they go back
that's
and
what it
forth.
connects.
Yeah.
It all makes
Yeah.
sense. So they all have these stories
That's
and
awesome.
they tell them from different perspectives. It's really good, man. And it makes me wish there was something like that now. A rock, what it was trying to be was a rock dance club. So they did not necessarily have bands, but just play rock music and let people dance. And, and that's not that unheard
That
of.
seems
It.
weird. That sounds like a strip club. 'Cause that's what that is.
Kinda, and people did dress like scantily, and it was
Well, you go into a strip club, people are dancing in a sense, and
they're wearing scantily
playing
clothes,
cherry pie,
scantily clad
so-
clothing. Yeah, exactly. It was kind of
You know
that
what I
way.
mean?
But if you listen to the podcast, it'll make a lot of sense. I think
Yeah, I
all our
can't wait.
listeners would dig it. If you dig rock music and the 80s and that kind of stuff, like it's interesting as just a
Mm-hmm.
story. I don't think he's going to give you any information on your musician's career because
Right.
nowadays none of that applies. But just interesting read about these bands that we love. The Guns N' Roses stories alone are for me worth it because he was
Yeah.
really close friends with Axl. Like I didn't realize how close they were. Like Axl got him the job on Headbangers Ball. He said, "Man, I wish I could just do that Headbangers Ball like in conversation or whatever." He goes, "I'd do a way better job." And Axl goes, "I'll make a call."
yeah,
And he did,
So
dude. He
that's
fucking
what
made
I've
a
heard.
call and got him on MTV.
That's what I've heard about Axl is he's prone. He as big of problems he has. He's prone to these like huge
favors.
and,
Yes.
and almost selfless acts.
And they talk about Ricky talks
And
about
the
that. He
big
goes,
one-
"I couldn't believe how nice he was and generous."
the big
he was.
one is generous is a great word. That's the one.
Yes.
Like I've heard, and again, I have no reason to not believe it, but I also
Right.
have no reason to prove it.
Yes.
But I've heard that at his house in like Beverly Hills or wherever, he throws like insane Halloween parties that kids really love going to because he
Right.
gives out like the best candy and like all
Right,
that. Not in
right.
like a creepy way, but
No,
like in a
obviously
good,
not.
like
Yeah.
wholesome way. And I thought that was really cool.
It's not something you expect when
because
you
he has
see,
the
when you
means
see a
to
guy
make,
that,
just go over the top. You know, he's
and
got
you see him
millions of
ranting. You
dollars,
see him
like-
ranting too. Like you see him like on stage, and like he seems sometimes he's angry, sometimes he's emotional, whatever. You see, that's kind of how you remember him because he's a stage person.
Right.
That's what he does. But you forget that like he's a person and he lives his life a certain way. But we don't know. We don't get to see it a lot. But
I
you
think
hear
one of the
about
biggest
stuff
things
like
with him
that.
is I think he's kind of always been an introvert.
Yeah, I think so
in
too.
a big way.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
think so
Like-
too. He can only take being in the spotlight for so long before he's just like, I need some time alone.
Yeah.
I
Do you
think a
like
lot of
that
people are like
Hard
that.
Times I sent you about Rivers?
Yes, that's hilarious.
I
dude.
sent Matt a Hard Times
Accidentally.
post.
What was it?
It said, we sat down with Rivers Cuomo because it was the only seat available at
That's
the
what it was.
cafeteria. Which I wouldn't have sent that to you before because I wouldn't have known who that was by
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
We had just talked about
We had
it.
just talked about it.
So I was like, oh, that's who that was. Matt will like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because we did Beverly Hills and the B Sharp band, and that was like we kind of talked
Rivers,
about Rivers.
by the way, dope name.
Yeah, really cool
Dope
name.
name.
Interesting story too. You know the story behind it?
I don't know anything about that band at all.
Okay, yeah, and I didn't either until I did this project, and I wanted to learn a little bit about it. And so here's what I found out: he apparently had a huge issue with like the fact that their band blew
Oh,
up.
you did
when
tell
it
me me this.
Yeah, when it blew up, he like was not expecting the kind of scrutiny to be that he'd be under or anything like that. Like, there's obviously haters, and anything you do, anything that's successful, there are haters. I know, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's a reason to hate it.
They say that's how you kind of know that you're doing good things. Exactly. That things are blowing up.
Because people are reacting strongly to it, whether they like it or don't like it. At least they're reacting to it, and there's something about it, right? It's almost like a powder keg, like it's something that's worth talking about. Period, right? So he had a real issue with it, and then when they came out with their second record, it was like met with no, I think their second record might have been good, something like that. But it was he had some backlash basically at some point, and he just bowed out. He was like, "Fucking, I'm out." And then he came back later on, did another thing, and then thought it was really good. Something happened, like it was going to be a big thing, and then it didn't. I don't know, something didn't happen. So it's just a weird thing. I found it on YouTube, a little like kind of explanatory thing of his life and what actually happened with him. You know, because there's always some super fan out there who knows all the details, and you know. So you look at it and you watch like they explain their resources and timestamps and stuff like that.
For sure.
I got a new message.
You got a new message?
Yeah. Oh, sold a pedal. Sold a pedal.
Oh, nice. Which pedal?
My delay pedal. I had it on reverb forever, dude. I took it off my board, put it on reverb, put it back on my board because it's like, well, it's not selling. And then I played with it for a while, kind of fell in love with it again, and it sold.
Really sad I didn't buy the Poontang Boomerang. Is that still available? No way that's still available, is it?
Probably not, because I think they did limited runs on everything, right?
They did. They only made 200.
But maybe you can get the pedal used. Maybe you can get it used. Look, there you go, $200, $250.
200 is about what it was new, I think.
Dude, snake oil, fine instruments.
Look at that, dude.
$888 for the pussy melter right now.
That is, it's sitting right there in my closet.
That's awesome. It's got such a big story behind it.
Dude, can you add it to cart? I'll buy this right now if you can.
Hell yeah.
Because I want to have their shit.
They have pussy melter shirts, bro.
Ooh, and I want to watch them demo it. I'll save that for later.
Oh, perfect. So anyways, I forgot where we kind of got onto this, how we got onto this subject.
We're just chatting. We were talking about the Cat House podcast, though.
Yes, so check that out. And then we talked about Rivers Cuomo because he's got a crazy story.
Yeah, what is the name of the podcast for everybody?
Hollywood Cat House Podcast is what it is. And
Hollywood Cat House Podcast.
Yeah, and the club was in Hollywood, but now he lives in Mooresville, and he talks a lot about Mooresville and North Carolina and stuff.
That's funny because that's like right where you live, roughly.
Where I used to, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's like 30 minutes north of Charlotte, sorry. I mean, South Carolina with Dallas right now, but... yeah,
it's like an hour north of here.
Yeah, an hour north of here, but it's still very doable. And obviously, Charlotte's the big city that's the hub right now. So I'd like to see him, Ricky Rackman, do something in Charlotte. Like if he wanted to open up another club, not the same thing, not another Cat House.
What was his affiliation with the Cat House? He owned it. It was his thing.
He started it with his friend Tammy from Faster Pussycat. So Tammy was the guitar player for Faster Pussycat, and they both wanted to open a club. Or maybe it was Ricky's idea. I'm not sure whose idea it was, but eventually. Tammy bowed out of it, and it became Ricky Rackman's club. Just his.
Oh, he's the singer.
He's the singer? Player. Oh, I thought he was the guitar player.
That's not a flattering picture of him.
No. But anyway, so lead vocals. Oh, it says guitar.
It does.
I don't know. Maybe
who was the guitar player for them?
I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know a lot about that band, but I know they came up right around the same time.
There was Tracy Guns. Of course, there was a drummer named Dish.
Yeah.
That's touring member though.
Yeah, I wonder if he was ever like a writer or anything. Maybe.
There you go. So here's your answer then. Lead guitar, Brent Muscat. That would have been the guy.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know.
So he's the lead singer. Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyways,
they never got huge.
The Faster Pussycat?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
Not at all.
They're still going. I mean, 2006, they released The Power and Glory.
2006 was over 10 years ago, almost 15 years ago.
I know, but they still were like doing stuff for a while, you know, like I'm not saying they were like a flash in the pan or anything.
Right.
But they definitely had the 80s.
Did you see the big gap there though?
Oh yeah, definitely. There was a big
So they had 87, 89, 92, and then
see it in the
10 years off.
You can see it in the thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So 93 or 4 to
But it says they're still I guess, touring, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So they're still alive. I think is still doing it. You know, the band. I mean, not the people.
New bass player, new drummer, new guitar player,
course.
New everything except for the lead singer.
Yeah, he's a consistent one.
which is something you see, I think.
You see it all the time.
He's credited as Talkbox. That's fun. It's like crediting me as Delay.
Yeah, it's an effect. But I mean, if you're talking about like as a backing vocal or like a vocal, thing, I guess that makes sense. But anyway, so the podcast is awesome.
Shirt.
It kind of is about
has an official Cat House shirt. By the way,
they sell them. They still sell them.
Yeah, he has one.
Yeah, that's how he's kind of keeping his.
Where's
support.
it for the Axel thing?
That's his. He doesn't like do Patreon or anything. He just sells the shirts.
Oh, okay.
And he also around Christmas time they sell Christmas tree ornaments. like a cat house
That's
ball.
amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. And he signed.
So it's like a legendary club. When did it close?
I forgot, man. I wish I knew more details, but I'm listening to this show now, and it's not in chronological order or anything like that. So you listen to them, and they're just stories like this one's about this time, this one's about that time. So 92.
Closed the year I was born.
Yeah, that's the year my brother was born too. Yeah, I was 2 years old.
Oh, and if you go to their website, which is I don't know why I said that so weird. If you go to their website, cathousehollywood.com,
Yeah,
it looks like it was designed in maybe
they have
1995.
the podcast link there too.
But yeah, it's got links to the podcast,
Buy the merch and stuff. So, and there's the cat house Christmas ball.
Nice.
So yeah, cool. I like the idea that he's like kind of keeping it alive and remembering
Sleazen's
the
greetings.
stories. Yeah, it's all about sleaze rock and all that. But so, anyways, they eventually ended up having shows there, and Guns N' Roses was the first band to play there. They played acoustic because they were afraid to play their full bore. They're like, it's gonna be too much. You can't be that loud in there, you know. And so they went and did an acoustic. And apparently, the way it went down is they kind of all just everybody played a little bit of everything. Like it was Axl and Izzy for one song, and then it was this, you know, Slash and this other band, you know, or whatever. Right? There was several bands, but Guns N' Roses was the big draw apparently.
He enforced a no camera rule.
Yep. So there's no fucking pictures of anything really. It's really hard to find pictures of any of this club happening. So they just tell stories, which is kind of cool.
You had to just be there.
Yeah, you had to be there,
That's pretty
or you
awesome.
can hear the stories. It's a great podcast. 18 episodes in. I'm just trying to tell everybody so that way they go to
You listen
support
to
it.
every single one,
No, I'm at episode 13 maybe.
but you're listening to every single one.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
not
trying
skipping
to.
any?
I'm trying to. And there's other
Maybe
things.
I'll do that too then, because I was kind of picking like what sounded cool by the subject lines. But
I think there's some stories in there that we could talk about that would be fun to just
I'll do
kind
that.
of
I'll just
discuss.
listen to all of them then.
Because there's so many like little just, you know, like Billy Duffy from
Look
the
how many
Cult.
podcasts I'm subscribed to, though.
Yeah. Oh, John 5, dude. John 5 was not even old enough to get in the club. He was like 17 or 16 years old, hanging out on the Sunset Strip, and he snuck into the club and started making his name there. And then he met David Bowie at David Lee Roth. He met him at not that club, but another club that was kind of a subsidiary, apparently, like owned by the same people or something like that. I forget what it's called now, but he met David Lee Roth there, and that's when he got his first like professional gig. And he played for David Lee. John 5 played for David Lee Roth, and then he went and got for
That's crazy.
Slipknot and White Zombie or whatever he was a part
It
of.
was White Zombie. I don't think he was in Slipknot.
I think he was in Slipknot.
John 5?
I think so.
I don't think so. Let's confirm.
Yeah, let's just confirm real quick. You didn't. Now you missed it.
Yeah.
I saw that happen, and I was like, "Great, just added it
Was
to
I
the
typing
list."
it in the keep?
John
Oh,
56. Now you got Bible verses,
Now I got
bro.
John 56.
John 5 guitar player.
The John 5 tribute, John 56.
Yeah, so let's see where his just his wiki,
guitarist.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, who else is named freaking John 5?
Right.
Marilyn Manson was the one I was thinking
And his
of.
real name is John William Lowry, but apparently
Not as cool.
Somebody told him that he should just go by John 5. I forget who it was. I think it was Marilyn Manson. Or
Why?
something.
Who said that?
So it was Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Okay, so Marilyn Manson, not Slipknot. My bad.
He has written and recorded with Leonard Skinner,
That's cool.
and he's worked with Avril Lavigne, Rob Halford,
All these people,
Meatloaf,
yeah.
Scorpions, Ozzy, Slash,
Yeah,
Steve
and
Perry.
that's a part of being in that scene, you know. That's part of getting out there and being in the Sunset Strip scene and just being, you know, within talking distance of. He said he would just go out all the time and talk to people. His biggest thing was networking, you know.
Cool.
He's a good podcast interview. Actually, he was on the show, obviously, and they talked. Anyways,
Oh, he was
I didn't
on
mean to
Steve
go off
Perry's new album.
I didn't mean to go off on just talking about the Cat House podcast, but it is awesome.
We talk about everything.
Anything and everything.
Wow.
There's David Lee Roth there, right there. 1998 was when you met him, I
Dave.
guess, probably, or that era.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know a lot about John 5. Follow
Yeah, me
him on
neither, but
Instagram.
I
That's
do
about
like
it.
that song he's got out where they dress like monkeys. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm,
Oh,
no.
dude, it's a great video. Yeah, and the song, dude, the guitar playing is sick.
He's a really, really good guitar player.
Yeah, the sounds that he makes sound so smooth. It's like, how is he even playing the guitar anymore? It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, boo, 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 boo. It's like this crazy fucking sound, dude.
Yeah.
Type. What are you looking for? Oh
I was
yeah,
looking up something unrelated.
yeah. Well, he's killer too. I've seen him plenty of times. I think I saw them Bumblefoot with. We're talking about Bumblefoot, by the way. I think I saw Bumblefoot with Guns 4 or 5 times.
I saw him once.
Yeah, I was there at that show, the
2012,
Halloween
yeah.
show.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then I went and saw them at their residency at in Vegas, and so I saw him 3
I
nights
think
in a row
that
there.
video, there's a video of him doing one of the Paradise City solos at the residency,
Yes.
I think. And that's the lick that I'm always searching for that I can never find.
What do you mean?
It's
Can't
the
find it?
fastest lick I've ever seen played on guitar ever.
And you only find it on that show? You
It was.
mean?
I just randomly saw Bumblefoot playing it during the solo of Paradise City. No idea what video, no idea what show. show.
Yeah.
And
well, there's a all right. So
the
just this maybe will help you. The Chinese. It's Appetite for Democracy was the thing, and they made a movie on it. It's actually a filmed project. You can actually watch the shows. So Appetite for
that must be what it is, because
it must be from it's professional footage.
Is
and
this
we were there.
something I can buy on like Amazon or something?
Yeah. We actually are in this video. It's a couple times you see the back of our heads. Kyle,
Hell yes,
dude, it's awesome. I watched the video as soon as it came out.
Did you watch the Slash video? There's like a Slash movie.
The one that they're in Stoke, or the one where they're in.
I don't remember. I just remember I bought it on Amazon. That's what made me think.
I have seen a couple Slash ones.
Okay, how do I find it? I don't want it in 3D. That sucks. How do I get it in normal?
How's it $50 for an audio CD?
It seems rare. Wait, what is? I don't want it delivered, dude. I just want to like watch it.
That is it.
Yeah, but I don't want
That's a DVD though, right?
I don't want a DVD.
Okay, you don't want a DVD.
I have a way to.
I think you can get it on YouTube.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
Could just buy it on YouTube?
No, I think you can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, well, that seems.
There it is.
You might see
That's
part
3
of it.
minutes. Yeah, hang on. I swear I saw.
So when we do this kind of stuff, when we have video, you guys will really enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be able to see what we're scrolling through, which is just these live video things. But
here it is.
There's lots of clips.
This looks like it might be.
You buy it?
Oh, well, that's nonsense.
No, it's only 3 minutes long.
Dude? This is all old.
Yeah, I mean, the thing happened in 2017 or something like that.
I can't type. I haven't once spelled that
Demo
right, dude.
crazy. I'm demo crazy. There's the trailer.
Demos.
Popular videos. No, but that was a great fucking show. Like, it wasn't the reunited Guns N' Roses, but at Vegas, they did the residency.
There's a Guns
at
N'
the Hard
Roses
Rock
tribute called Appetite for Democracy, playing Whole Lotta Rosie.
Hell yeah. Oh, they talk about the Axl's favorite AC/DC song is "Whole Lotta Rosie" in the podcast.
They play that all the time.
And not only that, but he like would go dance on the dance floor. Like anytime that song came on, he'd make a beeline for the dance floor and start dancing and
That's
going
really
nuts.
funny.
Oh yeah,
That's not what I meant.
You know the big Vince Neil feud, right? That they had. They talk about that a bunch, dude. I'm telling you, you're gonna love that podcast. These guys look good. That Izzy looks fucking solid.
He does.
It's really all about that vest.
Oh, that's
and the
their
white
promo.
dress shirt.
Well, that I have to watch. I'm racking up an open tabs thing here.
Yeah. That's going to be really cool about the podcast when we get video and everything. We'll be able to switch right on to what's on our screen and show you guys what we're looking at. You know, when we do these type of like, we'll call them rabbit holes.
Yes.
We're digging down the.
Dude, look at my typing.
Maybe the name should be called rabbit holes.
I love that.
Let's do it. That's it. Let's name it. Hey, Alice.
Hi, Kitty. What are you doing?
Came to join us.
Coming to join?
Get her a mic.
You'll get to meet the kitty too.
Get her a mic. She's got some
this
things
is
to
a problem
say.
because there's a band called Appetite for Democracy.
Wow, that's dumb that they call their band that.
Ooh, this might be it.
There it is, Guns N' Roses, but it's probably somebody's fan footage. That's fan footage.
I can't remember if it was fan or pro shot that I saw, but
so they recorded the show over 3 nights and the Appetite for Democracy.
Yeah, I thought it was more than that. Was it just 3?
3 nights that I knew of. We showed up. They were just setting up the cameras and they have like these cap things or whatever.
The cranes.
Yeah, cranes for the cameras, right? So the booms. So they set those up the night we got in there, and they were just all bagged up though. They weren't like going to use them the first night.
Really?
And then they recorded. Yeah, I think they just got them set up. You know what I mean? Or whatever. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. I might be remembering it all wrong. I was very intoxicated. I don't know if you know about this. In Vegas, they give you free alcohol.
Well, because they want you to gamble.
Yeah.
Because you're going to lose more money that way than you would spend.
You have to actually be at the table to get the free drinks. They don't just give you free drinks. But yes, they give you free alcohol. So I was, needless to say, I was a little drunk on every night. But it was amazing, dude. So anyways, they've recorded over 3 nights or whatever, something like that. They recorded 3 nights. They put all the footage together. Maybe it's 2 nights. I might be wrong. But we're in the footage sometimes, and sometimes we're not in the footage. Like you see, I know this where they use the footage because I know where I was standing all 3 nights. You know, I was standing, in the front the second night. I think I was standing in the middle the first night, and then the very back on the last night.
Right.
So I knew where to look, and I could tell like what night it was. It's kind of cool.
Huge recommendation for you guys. Check out and you too, Matt.
Okay.
The Black Crowes did a live album with Jimmy Page. So it's just the Black Crowes and Jimmy Page.
What?
And it's so Jimmy Page and Robert Plant both said that the Black Crowes are their favorite band.
I didn't know that.
Because they're basically Led Zeppelin.
Right. Yeah.
And so they toured for a long time with Robert Plant. They did like when he was doing solo stuff, they opened for him for a long time, and they all called him Uncle Bob. They're like really close to him.
No way. So
and then they toured with Jimmy Page a lot too. So they got together. And I think they did 2 or 3 nights in different, I don't remember exactly where it was, but the first night was like really good. So they were like, we need to record this.
Right.
There was no plans to do this.
Recorded at all.
It was supposed to be 3 shows. So they were like, we need to record this. Let's record the next 2 shows. The next show, the middle show, was a huge bust, and they said it was not good. And the third show was like magical, holy shit moments.
And they recorded it.
And it's one of the only live albums that I think, because I've heard a ton of them, and usually it's like, okay, cool, they're playing live. I can hear the crowd. It's all cool. But this one, you can really feel the energy in.
Nice.
Which I thought was really awesome.
I definitely have to check that. I did not know that existed. Do they do any Zeppelin songs?
Only Zeppelin songs.
Oh, so they're not doing Crow songs.
They don't do a single one.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I definitely want to check that out.
So it's basically the Black Crowes playing
Zeppelin.
As
Zeppelin,
Led Zeppelin.
with Jimmy Page.
Yeah, exactly.
That's killer, dude. I definitely got to check that out. What's it called again?
I don't remember, but if you look up Black Crowes and Jimmy Page,
right,
I think it's called like Live at the Greek or something like that.
Okay. Hell yeah, dude. That's good. That's some
find that out.
Some good watching material right there.
I don't know if it's video.
Oh, it's not video.
You might be able to find some video. But it's just a live
listening
album.
Will be fine anyway.
Yeah, Live at the Greek, 2000.
Hell yeah.
So they start with Celebration Day and go into Custard Pie, and those two are amazing.
That's killer, dude. Oh, I got to check that out.
It's like the way it starts is like...
Stop the podcast. So awesome. I want to listen to it right now.
Yeah, for real?
No, I'm just kidding. We don't have time, unfortunately. I have to get back to my place, but Drummer Appreciation Day today. I left my drummer, just left him.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how I appreciate him. I asked him if he wanted to be on the podcast today, but he wanted to get his routine together, so I'm really glad he's doing that.
Nice. So your guys' music is done?
Yes, dude. I'm so stoked. Finally got the last mix back, and it's fun. It's done, man. I'm stoked. We're trying to finalize the artwork this week and get it out so that way the digital release will be 1/4/2020. Yeah, 2020. 2020. Everybody says 2020, but it is still 2020.
Yeah.
So early 2020, you guys will be able to hear what we've been working on for so long. Dallas produced it, did an amazing job. I fucking am totally blown away with the whole thing. I'm so glad that it's done. It's been such a long process. I can't wait to hear the final mixes. Yeah, man. I can send you the link.
Yeah, I want to hear them.
Before everybody else. You guys will just have to wait. Dallas will tell you what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'll describe. I thought of a really fun game that I want to implement into the podcast somehow. And I don't know how we can do it, but check this out.
Okay.
It takes 2 people.
Okay.
One person describes a song or picks a song that the other person doesn't know. They describe it to that person, and then that person has to play it, having never heard the song.
Whoa.
Based on your description.
That sounds like...
Now, you can pull up the lyrics and read the lyrics, but you have to tell me, like, all right, it's rock, it's fast, it kind of sounds like, gurr, gurr, gurr. Right. And, like, you have to describe it to me, and, like, maybe you set a timer for, like, a minute or something. And then at the end of
tabs? Do they get
nothing? Nothing. No.
Okay.
So at the end of that, I have to then play what I think you're telling me to play and, like, read and sing the lyrics. And,
okay, this is paralleling something that I saw that was really awesome, whereas this guy, and I'm going to have to look it up because, obviously, I didn't expect you to bring this up, but this guy has a podcast or whatever you want to call it, a video series on YouTube where he invites bands on, right, to his house or to his whatever. He has like this recording studio setup basically, and he invites them on, gives them a sheet of lyrics, doesn't say who it's by, doesn't say what it's called, what the song's called, because that might be give it away too. But the idea is that this band doesn't know the song, right? So he hands out all the lyrics to the whole band. They go, all right. He says, does anybody else recognize this song? Does anybody think they know what this song is? And they all say no, and that's the one. It's like, okay, it's a go. So now they have to go in and write this. They have to write this song with these lyrics and turn this song that's already a famous song. Just because these people haven't heard of it doesn't mean it's not famous. Right. Especially bands can be oblivious to things. Like
there's so much stuff I don't know that's super famous.
Well, you get
most Beatles songs
exactly, and you get so involved in your own sound and you forget about other genres and like there's just major songs.
You're not really a consumer so much anymore. You're a creator, so you're so much doing your own thing.
It comes from a different place.
You're not. I don't listen to music that much.
I know.
I really don't.
It comes from a different place. You skim through it kind of, and you just listen for like tastes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're almost just getting a taste of things. You're not eating a whole meal.
Right.
So, and that's the way I've gotten to. It's a little more compact. And now I still listen to stuff that I really love, and I listen to it the whole way through and stuff. But anyways, it's so funny to hear how it changes. How this band that just has their sound and their obviously their tendencies, and they take this sheet of lyrics and they write a song about it. And when they take this song like "Firework" by fucking 4th of July,
Katy Perry, right?
Yeah, or something like some big song, and they just when you don't have the heading and you don't know who it's by, and you just read these lyrics and you're like, so what? So like,
oh, and it's like a verse or something. Yeah,
no, the whole song. They give them the whole song.
Oh, okay.
And then they have to write that song, but they have to and record that song basically in their own way, and obviously they don't know it.
Right. So it's not the same melodies or anything.
So that's kind of this, but that you're saying, describe it to them, give them the best thing you can, almost like a
you're trying to tell me how to play it without showing me.
Or
exactly. It'd be like audio Pictionary.
Right. Or what's the other
Charades
one?
Or something.
Charades.
Yeah.
Right. So it'd be something like that, but then
there would be some rules. Like I don't think you could sing anything to me. And so maybe that example I used is bad.
Like what if we just put in like the drum track or something?
No, that's not fun. It's not. It doesn't need the joke. The fun part is going to be seeing how absolutely like crazily different it is from the actual recording.
So you have to come up with your own.
If you know what it sounds like, that's not hard.
Yeah.
That's not fun. It's just like play the song,
I'm just thinking about how long this process might take then if you're... Like,
no, you time everything, just like charades.
Well, what about drums and stuff? Like, how do you get this
Well, it would just
together?
be like one person acoustic guitar.
Okay, so it would literally be like basic...
Or a piano or something.
Like stripped down songwriting.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, that could be cool. I recommend you check out that podcast. If I figure out what it is, I'll shoot a link or something. I'll put it on the stories. But it's awesome. It's like it's really funny to see like when you just leave it wide open. And you just say, okay, you just got to work around these lyrics, write this song, and then they play the song for them afterwards. You know, they play that song, obviously the song they wrote, and they play the real song. And they're like, oh, I recognize this song, and just because the lyrics didn't, jog their memory, they'll still memorize that melody. Like when you hear Firework versus reading Firework,
Yep.
So they get like surprised at the end, which I love. They're like, point, my God, it's like,
Yeah, so it'd be the same thing here where you would like play it at the end and be like, oh my God, I was so off.
Right,
or like, holy crap, I almost nailed that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, good job describing that to me.
Exactly.
But like, I don't think you could sing anything, kind of like you can't spell it in charades,
Right. Or you can't, there's certain words you can't say any word that's in it.
It doesn't rhyme with,
right,
that kind of stuff.
Right.
So like
rhyming
little rules like that, like,
yeah,
I think like anything to just make it more fun and interesting.
That sounds fun. Audio.
I like audio
charades.
Yeah, audio charades. That's awesome. Or musical charades.
Musical charades. Yeah, that'd be good.
So like you would pick a song, like maybe some obscure Beatles song that maybe you really like or something.
Right.
Then I've definitely never heard.
A deep track.
You'd have to make sure that I never heard it like before.
That's part of it.
I just wouldn't look it up or something.
Yeah, it's part of it. You definitely don't.
And then we could alternate. I think that'd be super fun.
Yeah.
So then you'll be like, all right, so like, and I'd have the lyrics. You wouldn't have to tell me that. Or maybe like, I don't know. You'd have to describe the song. Like that's hard to do. Like, how would you describe a song?
No lyrics. You just describe the song and say, I don't know how you describe it.
Well, I'd have to see the lyrics to sing the lyrics. I can't I would never make up those in a good way.
What if you say like the song's about this, and this, and this? Nah, see, we would get too far away. It wouldn't even sound anything
you need the
like
lyrics.
The song.
You need the lyrics.
Interesting.
And you would be like, it's happy. It's upbeat.
Right.
It's mostly like
we're talking
guitar,
about a real test of a songwriter too. Like this is not going to be an easy task for somebody to be able to write a song based on somebody's fucking
within like a minute. Like you don't get like 5 days.
Within a minute. Yeah. I mean, I think you should have like maybe a couple hours to figure it out.
That's way too long.
And it's a long time.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
you get like
logistics of it.
less than 5 minutes tops.
We'll work out the logistics of it. That's a cool idea. I do like
in charades. If I like described it to you and I was like, all right, take 2 hours.
There are like 60 seconds, aren't there?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
you got to keep it going. And then you would alternate. So like we would have like 3 songs each and we would go back and forth.
Oh my God, dude. That sounds so like nightmare. It's going to be bad.
That sounds so fun.
It's got to be bad. Like you have to pick a chord progression. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Just go.
But like
for
based on what you said.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Just an acoustic guitar. You pass it back and forth. That'd be really fun.
That would be fun.
You know what? We should do stuff like that for like video content that's not the podcast.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
it's just not on the podcast. It's just a separate video we make.
Yeah, I can do that. That'd be fun.
Maybe it's like a separate episodic kind of thing.
Yeah, I think Drew would be really good at that too. He's all the time playing songs on acoustic guitar. Like he's just like, and he'll make shit up like just on the spot, like all the time. I love listening to him play acoustic guitar because first of all, he plays songs that I don't know, like a lot of indie rock stuff that I would never ever have heard if it weren't for him. And some of the stuff is like some of my favorite songs ever. So it's cool.
That'd be a fun like inhibition freeing test as well.
Yes.
Like you would not have time to to
perfection
second guess.
Yeah,
like you would be stopping halfway through and being like, wait, no, okay, no.
It'd be more like here's what comes out. Yeah, exactly.
I think it'd just be fun and funny.
Yeah, it would be very funny and also a good time and a test like we were talking about. Yeah. So hey, I wanted to talk about real quick the Spotify year wrap up.
Yep.
Because those are interesting and we hit on a little bit when we did the weekend review because we got ours back too. And they're not a huge impressive numbers or anything, but they're I'm happy with what our numbers are for this year. So anyways, all right, we're talking about big numbers, right? So one of the things I brought up is that Pantera, who is not even together anymore, obviously, posted their numbers. Could you pull it up by chance? Or I'll pull up some. And you were telling me some of the ones that you found. But Pantera was at 11 million. 11.7 million. Yeah, most everything's Instagram.
Because it's the best.
Let's see. Yeah, right there. 171 million.
Yeah.
0.5 million streams. 11.8 million hours. And 11.5 million listeners. Look at John Mayer. This is when Dallas is telling me about
1 billion streams.
Crazy, dude. That's where it tops out. There's no way it goes more than that.
There's no, I mean, I guess you could get 10 billion or 10.6 billion. Well, like who would be like a mega superstar?
I'm like Ariana Grande. Yeah, that's the first person
I was thinking.
First person that comes to mind when you think about giant fucking like names right now. Also, like Chance the Rapper. I wonder what kind of, like, he's an independent artist. I wonder what kind of streams he's putting up. 2 billion plus combined
2 billion,
streams.
yeah. And only 65 countries though. Everybody else that had big numbers was all 79 countries.
Why? Maybe she keeps her music out of certain countries?
130 million hours.
Crazy, dude. And so she's got less countries.
When you said Chance the Rapper, he's the independent guy, right? He's not as famous as her, though.
I don't know. People talk about him all the time. I want to see what his streams are.
I don't even see it. It's like not even.
Can you go to his Instagram? Because I think that's where everybody's kind of posting them. But it is really interesting to gauge and see what people are like really listening. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of it.
Nothing.
Maybe Chance doesn't put it on there. Maybe it's
I don't know anything about him, but I get the vibe he's a little too hipster to take part in all that.
Right. He's got 10.8 million
nothing
followers.
More than just a vibe.
10.8 million followers. If all of them listen to his music 10 times,
that's crazy. That John Mayer has
100 million followers, 100 million streams. You know,
that's amazing.
What?
John
Mayer's number. I mean, well, look at fucking Ariana Grande, 2 billion. Who's bigger? Who we got bigger?
Maybe
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Let's search the biggest fucking like. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what Metallica's are. I don't even know if Metallica posted a stream. Yeah, there you go. Biggest numbers in Spotify streams. Ed Sheeran, 2 billion, over 2 billion.
Oh yeah, we should have thought of that.
Now I wonder if does he get counted as far as like the songs he wrote?
Ed Sheeran's number 1.
51.11 million.
Hey, we weren't far
followers.
off. We thought we said Ariana Grande. She's number 3. So Ed Sheeran, Drake, Ariana Grande, Rihanna, which is surprising. I haven't heard anything from her in a long time.
But she's still out there putting it.
22 more rows.
Still putting it out. I wanted to see. What the fuck is this? That's not. Oh, it is it right there. Okay,
this is a little different.
Post Malone's
number
second.
2. Ariana Grande's downgraded to 6.
That's listeners per month too. By the way,
Taylor Swift number 20.
Check it out. It's listeners per month. So that's what changed about this list. So now that and look at it's Maroon 5.
Who are you surprised to see on this list? I'm surprised to see Coldplay.
I was just gonna say that Coldplay is interesting that they're still on here. Taylor Swift, I'm surprised to see at the bottom of this list.
She's 20 of 20.
Yeah,
as of today.
Marshmallow's got more fucking streams than she does.
I don't even know who that is.
He's the electronic guy that wears a mask. It's a Marshmallow mask.
That sounds absurdly stupid.
It is. Adele here on this list. What is this list, by the way? 20 most monthly
followers. Not plays.
Oh, most followers. Okay, cool. Well, that's interesting.
Still Ed Sheeran. So Ed Sheeran's like the number 1 Spotify guy.
Right. Selena Gomez is another big name that I was.
So here's like looking back, 2015, 2016.
Right.
2017. Ed Sheeran owned 2017.
Yeah.
Literally from February to December.
Yeah. Damn, bro.
And into 2018.
These are really interesting statistics.
So Ed Sheeran was the number 1 artist on Spotify for for 1 full year. February 2017 to February 2018.
That's crazy.
And then also from June to December of this year.
Yeah, he's killing it this year. He's got the most streams.
Dude, I got to look this up then.
Crazy, man. And Ed Sheeran, he's the one who wrote for, he wrote for Justin Bieber. He wrote for all these famous singers, like he wrote for people who were already famous,
That seems way too low.
Maybe, 110 million?
Yeah, but like
1 year? That's a lot.
Yeah, but James Hetfield's like 300. Ed Sheeran's done.
James Hetfield might be more independent than Ed Sheeran is.
That's very true.
He might be now at the point where they own everything and they make a lot of fucking money.
That's very true. Like that's why Steve Vai got so rich.
Yeah,
he owned everything 100%.
Exactly, and that's when he sold a CD for $10. We're on, man. Yeah. We're not trying to get fucking super uber rich, but we are trying to capitalize on as much as we can, so that way we can make a
you can make
living.
More money doing way less.
Exactly,
by yourself.
Exactly,
you know what I mean? Like if I was with a label taking X amount of money, I would have to make 1 million streams.
Right.
Where if I'm by myself, maybe I could do 10,000.
Exactly, because you got nothing.
That's a much easier number to hit.
Nothing coming off the top, which is exactly extremely helpful. Extremely.
Anyways,
let's wrap it up, bro.
We said we'd shoot for 30 minutes, and we're well over an hour. So we crushed it today.
Exactly. I love it. I love it when conversation happens
podcasts
naturally.
are nice and flowy now.
Exactly. We're getting in our groove.
Anyways, all right, we will see you guys next week, a little later than normal. And until then, Matt,
see you.
Thanks for listening, and see you next week on the Musicians Talk Show.